Hello, welcome to another Pokemon video. Right, this time we're going to take the Gyarados deck that came in the spring 2016 tins. So this deck is called Magikarp's Revenge, so let's check it out. So we've got Lapras here. That's a pretty good card. It hits for high damage and search for a trainer card like that. And of course we've got centerpiece here, Magikarp of course. And then Gyarados, or one of the Gyarados here, non-EX version. It's pretty good, but it's high energy cost. And also, one of its moves damages the bench, so we've got to be careful with that. We've got Staryu and Starmie, so lower energy cost, so it could be useful. Regice, Goldeen, Seeking, and here's our Gyarados EX. So it's a high energy cost for that splash burn, which causes 10 damage to the bench, but 130 damage, really strong. That Stormy Seas is going to help us, hopefully, to try and get energy onto Gyarados EX as soon as possible. And then we've got sort of standard trainer cards here, nothing to write home about. Professor's Letter could be useful. Dive Ball, I quite like the water decks because you can search for those Pokemon. Misty's Determination, again if we need to get something quickly. Sander, Shauna, Pokemon Center Lady, Teammates. Now that Rough Seas could be useful as well. Healing Up, Hard Charm. Yeah. So not a huge amount of energy considering Gyarados needs loads. So here we go, let's find an opponent. Okay, so we're against a pure water jet deck here, but we have the advantage, so let's see what they are bringing. I'm going to call the coin flip. So we won, let's go first. And let's see what we get. Okay, so we've got two Lapras, so we can play either of those onto the board, one on the bench. It's got good HP, so got a chance. Got that Dive Ball already, which is going to be really useful. So if I'm going to go for Gyarados EX, I'm going to cause damage to the bench, so I'm going to hold back on that Lapras. The Lapras I put down should survive, and definitely against the Magikarp. So we need to look out for that Magikarp evolving. Just having a sneaky look at the trainers again, just reminding myself. Obviously I can't get any of them with the Dive Ball, but just reminding myself what's here. Okay. So it's good to see that like Rough Seas and stuff is not in my prize cards, but that's going to screw it up because we're playing against a water deck, so if I play Rough Seas, he'll be able to benefit from it as well. But likewise, if he plays it, I'll benefit as well. So it's about, if I power up that Gyarados, I should be able to take out most water Pokemon. So playing Rough Seas, I should be able to heal my Gyarados, but take out in one hit any of his Pokemon. So let's see what do I want to put. I need to be able to withdraw that Lapras. So I need to get a Float Stone at some point, but I'm going to get that Rough Seas. So that'll come up next turn. So I've got 1 energy on Gyarados, I need 4 to make it work, that attack. But not in a huge rush here, should be alright. They're going to grab some water energy. So we'll see what they put on the bench next. Okay, grabbing some more energy here. So he's at least got 4 water energy. So if he's got the same Gyarados as we've got for evolving Magikarp, that's what he needs for his maximum attack. So, going to get some basic Pokemon here. Be interesting to see what else he's got in his deck. So, okay, Articuno and Panpour. That Articuno is quite good. You'll be able to search for energy. It's also got a fair amount of power, 120, and a strong attack for 100 damage, 4 energy cards. It's not as good as our Gyarados EX, and we'll still be able to one-hit it, so... Oh, he's going for the Epic Splash. Oh, right, unfortunately, we've been hit for 30 damage from a Magikarp. Right, anyway, it's not going to matter in the scheme of things. We've got that Rough Seas. I'm going to save it though. Just hold it back. I don't want him to see that, to affect his plans, what he's going to do. I'm going to hold on to it until I need it. Yeah, there we go. So I've got that Float Stone. That Float Stone is going to be important. I'll put it on Lapras. Save the energy on Lapras. I'll retreat Lapras for free. Put in Gyarados. Once Lapras is on the bench, it should be fairly safe. That Rough Seas is going to allow me to heal 30 damage anyway, so it's not going to be a problem. Okay, good. I'd be worried if that Epic Splash was hitting again. Magikarp is not meant to be able to hurt me. That would be some pretty good luck from him if that was the case. So we'll put the Floatstone on, power up Gyarados. I haven't got any risk really. Well, he might do 30 more damage, but I've got something in my hand that I can answer that with, and I can withdraw Lapras anyway. So I'm going to get another training card. Let's get a Hard Charm. I'm going to put that on Gyarados next turn, so that any damage he does manage to do to me, I'm going to reduce it by 20. I've got that Rough Seas if we need it to recover some health. So it's going to make it extra hard for him. He's going to have to do at least, or he's going to have to do more than 50 damage a turn if I have that Hard Charm Rough Seas combo to get anywhere near to getting me knocked out. Good, another Epic Splash, fail. So I think I've got all the training cards I really need. But yeah, let's retreat. Let's go. Let's put Gyarados in, because the longer I leave it, the more he's got to draw into. So let's try and get some more energy onto Gyarados. Stormy Seas. Oh, right. Okay. He seems to have the luck here. Epic splashing away. And I can't even get a single energy. Okay. So let's screw up the plan a bit. In the meantime, he's powering up his Articuno. Okay. So, we've got that Professor's Letter. Might be worth grabbing that. I kind of want to save energy that I have in my hand just in case, but as you saw in that last turn, that Stormy Seas is not 100% reliable. So do I put one on? And then I only have to get one hit. No, let's power up Lapras. I want to reserve Pokemon. Let's trust in Stormy Seas. Ah, that's really bad. So we're still 2 energy away. This is not good. Okay, Articuno is fully powered up. Luckily against Gyarados, he's only going to do 80 damage. So it's not the end of the world. Here we go. So he's retreated his Magikarp. Articuno's in. We're going to take an 80 damage attack here. Okay, so we've still got 100 health. So we're still in this. Let's put out Rough Seas now. I can still one-shot any of his Pokemon on the bench. No. Need to heal. There we go. Whew. Okay, so Lapras is full health. Gyarados is on 50. We're still doing fine here. Let's put that Magikarp out. And Lapras. Now I know they're going to hit the bench with my own attack here. but I'm going to be able to heal them, so it's not a problem. Unless he discards that stadium card, it's not a problem. Play that Sean up, so I've got a little bit more energy, but I'm going to go for Stormy Seas here. Okay, that's good, got the exact right amount of energy. The worst thing is if you suddenly get like 4 heads, and you end up with 7 energy on your Gyarados EX. Because if that Pokemon gets knocked out, you've lost all that energy to the discard part. So we've got a much better hand now after discarding that. So we've got Pokemon Center Lady, so if he does do a massive amount of damage, we'll be able to heal up 60, use Stormy Seas for 30. Any damage I do from my main attack from Gyarados EX, I'll be able to use the Stadium card to heal the damage to my bench. So let's see what he decides to do here. He's not going to win this battle between Articuno and Gyarados, so he's going to escape rope us. I'm going to put out Lapras because I've got that float stone, so I'll be able to retreat it for free, put the Gyarados back in. So whether he's made a bit of an oversight here, he's going to have to put in a weaker Pokemon. He's going to be on the back foot here. In the meantime, I'll be able to heal up my Gyarados EX. Okay. So on the surface there, he's escape roped Gyarados EX and Articuno, put in a Magikarp for an epic splash. I might as well use Lapras here. Because presumably, as I knock out his Magikarp, he's going to put in Articuno, because that's the only one he's got powered up. My Gyarados would be taking an 80 hit, Lapras is going to take a 100 hit here, but it's still not enough. I'll be able to retreat Lapras, heal her up on the bench, hit him with a Gyarados. I presume that's what he's going to do here. I don't think he's really got any answer. Either way, I can keep Lapras out until he puts Articuno out. Okay, what's going on here? The game seems to have frozen on my turn. It's still highlighting that it's me for some reason. I haven't got anything else to do. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah, sorry, it's deciding what to put in. Just taking a long time. So, without wanting to curse it, unless he's going to pull something out of the bag here, it's looking good. So another dive ball, so I could call up, get the evolution for Magikarp. Probably don't need the Gyarados EX. Let's get normal Gyarados here. It's high energy, but I've got 3 energy already, so probably worth getting that. So let's evolve our Magikarp. Let's power him up. Just checking where you can play that in the turn. So it's fine, let's heal up. And then retreat Lapras here. Let's put in Gyarados EX. Take out that Articuno. He's got nothing else powered up here. So we've still got 4 prizes to go. So he could pull out an EX or something like that. He's literally only got a couple of turns before this is going to be a full sweep. So I'm not too worried still. So he's going to go and search for some basic Pokemon. Not too worried about that Stormy Seas. I can still one-shot anything. Okay, Lapras still within the damage limits, so he's not really going to benefit from that Rough Seas. Whereas I'll be able to heal 10 damage off my bench, every single one on my bench. So it's all about the timing for that rough seas in this deck, particularly for against a water or an electric deck. Yeah, so got enough energy still to power up that non-EX. Let's heal up. Let's get Pampor out of the way. I don't really know why he placed the energy on there in the first place, because with that hard charm on Gyarados, he's never going to do the damage. Yeah, he's got no choice here. He's sort of relying on that he's going to power up Lapras. But unless he puts more basic Pokemon on the bench, time is going to run out. Okay, so he's going to evolve it to a Gyarados. Presumably, that's the only move that he can do with that. That Gyarados only has 130, my attack does 130. Bit of a wasted play there. I can't really see any benefit in that at all. Either way, I'm going to one-shot it, so... Okay, well, he knows I've got that Float Stone. He can't do any damage. Still don't get that as a move. The fact was he chose that Lapras, despite seeing that there's a Float Stone on it. So I guess it's just because I've got 60 damage on it, so it's got the most amount of damage. But I think, honestly, that's likely to be a misplay. He's never going to power up that Gyarados quickly enough. Even with the Lapras, I can do plenty of damage. But I'm going to retreat it. I'm going to put my Gyarados into play, and I'm going to take it out. So, yeah, I don't really get that. If he pulled out the other Lapras, he could have stalled the game a bit and powered up his own Lapras. As it stands, he wasted an energy on that Gyarados, so yeah, not really sure on the tactics there. Probably, yeah, don't really know what to say about that. So we're down to 2 prize cards left to go. Here we go. He's going to pick out something else here. He's got Lapras in play. Let's see what he pulls out. You never know, he might have something decent hidden away. Okay, a Mega Gyarados EX. Not really sure what that's all about. Well, he must have a... Okay. I was going to say he must have a Gyarados EX in his hand, but he wouldn't be able to evolve it this turn. I'm guessing he couldn't find anything else. Well, I'll power up my own Gyarados just in case, but this game is won. He's got nothing on his bench. And there's the victory. So, yeah. Some odd moves right at the end there. I didn't really get that, but maybe he just had no other plays left to go. He could have stalled it out a little bit, but I think it was only going to go one way. By the end, I've got 3 strong Pokemon ready to go, powered up. And that Gyarados EX has got no damage on it at all. So yeah, you can see loads of extra damage, and that healing ability is so good. So not bad. I think we'll find another opponent and see if we can do the same again. So let's have a look. Okay, here we go again. Okay, so strangely we're up against another water deck, but they've got the advantage, so I'm guessing it's going to be loaded with EX cards and everything else. So, because these decks don't count as theme decks, so we're in the standard card pool. So we've got Staryu to begin with, nothing else. Got that Rough Seas, got Dive Ball, got 3 energy. Really, that's not a bad start. I'm quite happy with that. Again, because it's a water deck, I think we're going to have to hold on to Rough Seas until I can get to the stage where I can one-shot with Gyarados. Let's draw 3 cards. Okay, so we've got another one of those Laprases. We've got 2 dive balls now. I'm going to put it on the bench. Obviously I'm going to look for Gyarados EX here. Lapras has got plenty of health, so I'm not too worried about KOing it on the bench. So there's that Gyarados EX. So let's play Gyarados EX there. Let's search for... Don't really want to get another EX right now. Let's get that Starmie. Just gives me a little bit more time if I evolve Staryu next turn, and also I've got some choices to do some other attacks. Let's start powering up Gyarados. Ideally I want to stall this out for a bit, because he's got that Lapras. He's going to be able to do some damage to me, to Staryu, so if I evolve it, it can last a little bit longer until I can get Gyarados EX powered up. What I don't want to happen is to do Stormy Seas, to flip for more energies and fail several times, especially as his deck apparently has the advantage. I'm likely to be up against tough opponents, so I need to have Gyarados EX fully powered, ready to go, and I need to be knocking out stuff as soon as possible. Okay, so he's gone for a dive ball for a Magikarp, so I'm guessing he's got a Gyarados in his hand already. So he's going to play the Magikarp. Next turn that's going to evolve. Guessing, well, what's he going to go for? Okay, yeah, so the good thing with his Lapras is he can look for another trainer card. So, let's see what he gets. Really, it's a good card to put out early. While you're powering it up, you can be getting trainer cards. So, do quite like that Lapras. So it'll be interesting to see what he's going to get. I was a little bit surprised at that dive ball getting Magikarp. To be honest, I was expecting an EX or something, but I guess he's going to evolve it into Gyarados soon. Okay, so he's got a Lysander, so he's going to force a change at some point. Let's put a hard charm on Gyarados. What I don't want is him to force change to Gyarados and me not be powered up and then he knock out my Gyarados. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to put an energy on Starmie, retreat it, and then do Stormy Seas and hope that I get 3 heads in a row to fully power up Gyarados, and then I can control it. If he Lysanders it out, at least I'm full power. Oh my god, right, okay. The luck is not with us on that. That was not good. Okay, so let's see what we get. Let's see what he gets here. Okay. So he didn't necessarily have the Gyarados in his hand. So he's used a dive ball to get a Magikarp and a Gyarados now. What's he going to do here? Is he going to power up Lapras, or is he going to start powering up that Gyarados? Is he going to Lysander my Gyarados into something else? Let's see what he does. Okay, another dive ball. So, I mean, this could be anything, but I reckon it's going to be like an EX or something. Okay, so he's got Palkia EX. I actually pulled that in one of my pack openings. I really like that card as well. So, yeah, that Aqua Turbo and Pearl Hurricane. So he could do 120 damage and 30 to the bench. So, got to be careful, like with Magikarps and things. If I put a Magikarp on the bench, potentially he could get a free KO on that. And 120 damage. The only one he's not going to knock out is Gyarados EX, so I need to keep that above. Of course, I've got the hard charm on now, so he's only going to do 100 damage. So I need to avoid any damage before that gets powered up. So it's going to be a couple of turns yet. Let's see what trainer he gets. So he didn't force the change yet, so he's got that in hand still. Okay, so he gets a TNO, so he's going to be able to draw 3 cards. Presumably for energy. Let's power up Gyarados. Now I only need 2 heads, so come on. 1, Okay, that's not too bad. Next turn, I've got an energy in hand. As long as he doesn't do anything to discard my hand, I've got an energy in hand. I can knock out that Lapras, and we can get moving. Now, he obviously doesn't know I've got that energy in hand. What's he going to do? Is he going to... I reckon he'll start powering up either Gyarados or Palkia. Let's see what he chooses. Or has he got any surprises up his sleeve? Like a Lysander or something. Stall it for a little bit longer. So with that Lapras, he's been building up his toolkit. He's obviously used Tiana there to get some cards in hand, but I know that he's got that Lysander, so he can force a change at any time, which is going to help him with knocking out stuff, drawing out things I don't want him to get to. So that Starmie is particularly vulnerable. It's only got 90 HP. Okay, so he's got Fighting Fury Belt, so that's going to go on Palkia presumably. Give it an extra 40 health points and do an extra 10 damage. So there we go. Not going to muck around anymore. Power up Gyarados, Splash Burn. Going to do 10 damage to my bench, so I need to watch that. But I'm going to hold on to Stormy Seas. Okay, so we can muck him about now, and he doesn't know that we got that. I'm going to hold on to Stormy Seas because I can't one-shot this Palkia. So if I do damage to it, I don't want him to be able to heal that damage off. 130 damage, I could knock him out in 2 goes. Let's see what he does. Yeah, he's going to put the Fighting Fury Belt on. Okay, so he's giving himself a bit of extra health. I can still damage him enough in 2 turns. Here we go. So he's stalling out because he's only got 2 energy, so he's only going to be able to do that 40 damage attack. So yeah, force me out. Okay, and he's powering up his Gyarados in reserve there. So I can force a change. So choices. I want to keep hold of that Pokemon Center Lady because that's going to be useful later. If it does a big damage attack to Gyarados, I need to be able to heal that. In combo with Stormy Seas, I could heal up to 90 damage off Gyarados in 1 turn. So it's definitely about holding on to that Stormy Seas until the best moment. Just as long as he doesn't discard my hand somehow, like with a red card or something. I'm going to force a change as well because I don't want him to be able to power up both. At the moment he can't do anything with Gyarados. So let's pull it out. I'm going to search for a trainer here. I'm going to look for... I think we've got Float Stones in this deck. Yeah, we used it in the last game. That could be pretty useful. Do I wait for the knockout, get teammates? So there's still 8 energy in the deck. Floatstone. Yeah. So next turn, put the Floatstone on Lapras, withdraw it to the bench and put Gyarados back out. That's going to work. Unless he knocks it out here. But honestly I don't mind because if he powers up Gyarados, he's 1 less turn of him powering up Palkia. And I'll be able to take out Gyarados if he knocks out Lapras anyway, so we'll see what he does here. I reckon he'll probably power up Palkia because that's, well, ultimately that is going to come down to, yeah, there we go, it's going to come down to Palkia versus Gyarados. So, unless he's got any trainers, he's going to have to hand the turn over to me. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I've got a reserve ticket so I could put something in place. Just had to be careful of shuffle effects after that. So Floatstone and Lapras. We'll withdraw Lapras to the bench in a minute. Well, didn't work anyway. Withdraw to the bench. Let's put Gyarados EX into play. And we'll knock out his Gyarados. And there we go. So we managed to get rid of 2 energy cards there, although he didn't waste 2 turns putting it on there. It was as a result of Palkia. It's now 2 less energy cards that he's got in his deck. So unless he's got energy retrievals or anything like that, he's got less of a chance of drawing energy. So that's quite good. Okay, so Palkia is now fully powered up. So it's going to do 110 damage. It's base 120, minus 20 for the hard chime, plus 10 for the fighting fury bell. He's going to do 110 damage to Gyarados, and he's going to do 30 damage to the bench. So with that amount of damage, okay, so if I put Stormy Seas in at some point, it's the timing of Stormy Seas I've got to work out. So he's got 220 HP with the Fighting Fury belt. Okay, so he's drawn another Lysander. That's going to be problematic. Okay. Well, to be honest, that might not be a bad thing, because I'm now going to hit him first. It would have been better to hit me. Yeah. Okay, so he did that 30 damage to the bench, but it was reduced. So now I'm going to hit him back for 130 damage. So that's not how I would have done it, because technically he would have got 2 attacks on my Gyarados. Although he obviously didn't know that I had a Pokemon Center Lady and could heal with Rough Seas. But now I'm going to be able to do 2 attacks to his Palkia before he can knock me out. So I've still got 170 HP here. And he's only got 90 health left on his Palkia. So actually that Lysander worked out really nicely for me there. Let's see what he's going to do now. Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't think he's got much choice unless he can switch. Okay, so he's obviously run out of things in his hand. 5 new cards. I'm guessing he's going to start powering up Tauros, unless he can play something else on the bench. Okay. Okay, using a max elixir here. So he needs 1 or 3 energy on there. Okay. So yeah, as predicted. Now, as far as I can see, if I play Stormy Seas, he hasn't got any more water Pokemon. Let's reveal my... I should have done that earlier, that town map. I was holding on to it until I was going to get ready for KO, so I should have done that earlier. But now we know what's in our prize cards when we knock this guy out. We're going to get 2 for this. So let's heal some damage. I'm going to play Pokemon Center Lady, heal up Gyarados, make sure that he's not going to be able to KO it. Let's put some energy on Starmie, I might as well. Here we go. So, in the end, it wasn't too bad dealing with that Palkia. Now, I don't think I need the Magikarps, because even if I draw a Gyarados, it's going to need like 3 energy before I'm going to be able to do any damage at all with it. So let's get a reserve ticket, and then I can choose what I want if I flip a heads. But he's going to have to put something on the bench here, because I don't think he's going to be able to do enough here. So we've got 2 prize cards to go. There we go. So he's conceded. And realistically, next turn I was going to be able to knock out that Tauros. So I'm guessing he didn't have much in his hand to play on the bench to answer. So there we go, guys. A couple of games there featuring this deck. I actually quite like this deck. I think it was a lot more reliable to draw into the EX card, and it has its way of powering up. It's quite slow to get power onto it. That's the only thing. And it was interesting that we played both of our opponents that we played had water decks, so it was about that timing of playing that rough seas. Against other decks, I could have just put that out really early on and made it a lot harder, but mixed with that hard jump makes it really, really good. So yeah, there's not actually a lot that I would change with that deck. I quite enjoyed that. I didn't really use like Goldeen, Seaking, that stuff, but didn't really need to. So yeah. Anyway, join me again for another game soon. Cheers, guys.